Hello all, I'm back with another tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys today how I did my Fall Babe gray matte tumbler. It's actually a very simple design. The tumbler that you see here has already had one coat of spray paint and one coat of epoxy on it. It's ready for vinyl. The spray paint that I used is Rust-Oleum. It's a gray flat primer. I believe I have the picture right here. Yes. So it's like a primer and a spray paint. That's the color that I used. The vinyl that I'm using is, the brand is a Tech Wrap. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put the link below down in the description. But it's like a copper textured look. So the words and the leaves are all the same vinyl. There's no difference here. It's a very simple design. The Fall Babe that I have cut out here is not an SVG file. It's just a font that I found free on DeFont, I believe. And it's like a retro bubble type of look going on. And the leaves that you see up on the right hand corner, those are SVG files I found from Etsy. There are so many that you can find on there. The options are limitless actually, so you can just get on Etsy, see which ones you like, buy what you want on there. I chose to do more simple. These aren't really intricate leaves at all. The middles do come out of them, but they're really simple. But I love the vinyl that I'm using. It has that texture look on it, and it looks really pretty once it's matted. Actually, you can still see that it has texture on it. But the Fall Babe, yes, I did that on my own. So I placed the Fall Babe right there in the middle, and then I'm gonna surround it with these leaves. And how I did the leaves was it came in like a set, so I think there was like seven different leaves patterns that it had. So I took those 7 leaves and I had my large, medium, and then a small, so I could kind of like fill in. So I'm going to start with my larger leaves, placing those around the cup, making sure they're just dispersed evenly around. So I'll do my large, then I'll go to the medium leaves, and then lastly I will do the small leaves. Just filling in the spaces, trying to make it look as best as I can that it's falling leaves, so nothing's the same, everything's going in different directions, and I got all my sizes mixed evenly around the cup. That takes a little bit of time, as you can tell. I do a lot of spinning. I'm just spinning, looking at it, trying to figure out what fits where. And I'm also trying not to place, since I reuse the leaves, I'm trying not to place every leaf in the same spot, if that makes sense. Every leaf shape in the same spot. So everything's being placed around the cup differently. I try to explain what I'm doing and how I'm doing, but as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, does this even make sense to anybody but me? That's what's going on inside my head. Anyway, so now what we're seeing is the leaves have been placed. I put 1 coat of epoxy on top of these leaves right now. So now I have outlined the largest leaves in gold vinyl, and I will be placing those on top of the large leaves, and I don't want them to perfectly outline the leaf, so I'm kind of placing it a little off-centered. I didn't want it to look too crazy, so I'm kind of offsetting it a little bit, like either to the right or to the left. I just wanted it to look like I did it on purpose, if that makes sense. I did not perfectly outline these on purpose. Yes, I know they're off-centered. I am using the same tools as I have in my last video, the same transfer tape, tweezers, all that stuff has been linked in a previous video. If you guys see something that I haven't linked, just send me a comment. I will do my best to at least put the links in somebody's comment. So if you don't see that link, be sure to look through the comments. I'm sure I've answered it for somebody, because I am very forgetful, and doing these tutorials, sometimes I think, well, nobody wants to know where I got that, so I don't do it. Just tell me, hey, let me know where you got it, and I will do my best to put the link in somebody's comment. Now I wanted to start talking about the matting process on this, because I unfortunately was a bit of a knucklehead and didn't make sure that my phone was charged. So during the middle of my matting process, my phone stopped recording. So what I'm just going to start talking about it right now while I show you how I did these outlines. But I have found, for me personally, once the cup is done and your design is completed, and right before you're going to do your matting process, for me personally, I put 3 coats of epoxy on before I start matting, because the process is abrasive. So I don't want there any chance of me going through the epoxy and taking off any paint on the top or on my edges. My top rim or my edges is usually where that can happen. So before I start my matting process, right here is this cup. Design is complete and it has 3 coats of epoxy on it. I will be using the finest steel wool that I can get. I get this pack off of Amazon, and then the product Final Sand, I bought that off of Etsy, and then a little bowl of water. I don't use a lot of water, it's just a tiny bit just to get the product moving around the cup. I'll put quite a big dab here in the middle. And then I'll just get my steel wool, and I'm not going to be using like elbow grease, like really digging into the cup. I'm going to be using my circular motions, and I'm focusing first on the middle of my cup. So I'm going to make sure that the middle of the cup is good and matted, and I just spin that cup, and I just, in circular motions, I just keep spinning that cup. And then once I feel like I've done enough on the middle, I'll go to the bottom, and I'll do the bottom, like the lip, and then I will do the top last. But I put a lot of my focus here in the middle. And then once you feel like you're done matting, you can go ahead, rinse it, dry it, see if it's got enough matting. If not, you can go ahead and apply more of the Final Sand product and go again, once again, over it. Do it, rinse it, dry it, and you can keep going until you feel like you have the desired effect. It's just circular motions that I used. You don't want to go in one, like up and down through the whole cup. You want it to be circular. Motions around the whole cup, and this is it. This is how my mat looks. The whole process from start to finish probably took me about 10 minutes. Somebody asked if the oil from my hands does transfer to the cup. It does, but you can simply wash it or wipe it with an alcohol wipe. Alright guys, hope you liked it. Bye!